Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Harry Muppet, and we are going to be casting Game 2 of the Grand Final Series of the ZOTAC Monthly Cup, which is run back in April, and it is going to be between our blue Zerg player, Liquid Snute, up in the top right side, and down the bottom left side we do have our red Terran player, CM Storm Polt. Yeah, so it's Polt versus Snute, and yeah, Game 1, it was an absolute cracker, man. It was basically Polt's macro versus Snoot's macro, and it was very, very close the entire game. Snute went absolutely nuts on the macro the entire time, but Polt matched him bit for bit. Beautiful use of Widow Mines and Triple M Forces, and finally he managed to take down the key. He managed to take down a key economic strong point for the Zerg player, and the Zerg player is just like, you know what, I'm not going to recover for this. So that was it. Polt won Game 1, and now Snute is going to have to pull something out of the bag to go ahead and take down Polt and bring this game up to 1-1, because if Polt wins this game, he is going to be 2-0, and this is a best of 5. So if you're at 2-0 in a best of 5 series, then you're almost certainly going to win the entire series. But we'll see what's going to happen here. We'll see what Snute can do. We know his macro is extremely good. I'd like to see him do something a bit early this game, but it may turn into another macro mash again. We'll see. He's going for a hatchery before a spawning pool. You don't see that a lot because people like to get their queens out fairly early these days, but we do have a hatch coming first, and here comes the spawning pool now. The Terran player is not doing anything fancy at the moment. He's got his gas up, so here we go. We've got a Reaper coming up. He's also morphing this into an orbital, so fairly standard. This is what he did last game as well, getting the early Reaper out. You get a nice bit of scout out, and you can go out and you can do some damage. You might actually be able to do a bit more damage than normal, because Snute went for a late spawning pool and hatchery first. The Reaper might be able to come out. In fact, I think he almost certainly will come out before the Queen comes down. So there we go. He should be able to do a bit of damage to these drones here. Now, I'm not sure what just happened here. Did he lose an Overlord? He can't have lost an Overlord because there's no Marines out in the field yet. So maybe he did the reactor trick to try and, or not the reactor, the assimilator trick. I didn't see it anyway, but there we go. He's getting some units out now. The Reaper is on its way. It's going to get there. The Queen's not even half done yet, so we're going to see a lot of drone hits there. But here we go, 2 Lings out on the field, and they are going to stave off the Reaper until the Queen comes out, hopefully. But this Reaper, man, there we go. There's 2 more Lings, and he's going to have to do a bit of run, bit of kiting. He does not want to be on the creep while those Lings are on the creep. But there we go. Maybe he can get out a worker. No, it doesn't look like it. He's just going to have to run. He could perhaps go down to the expansion, going down here, but the Queen's just about to pop out there, and this Reaper harass will be over. The Terran player not going to continue with it. He's getting down a factory, he's getting down a reactor, so we're going to see exactly the same thing as last game, which is some very nice, very fast Hellion harass. And he's got his expansion up as well. This Reaper really, really going for nuts, trying to do something, but with those Queens out there, not going to be able to do anything. He hasn't got both the Queens off the creep, but I'm not sure if he can actually do anything with it. He's just got to regen his health, maybe try and get back on, but both Queens down on the bottom. If he knew this, he could... No, actually, no, that's a 3rd Queen. So there we go, a bit of a pause there, but there's 1 Queen there, and there's actually 3 down on the bottom now. He's going nuts on the Queens. He's obviously going to do a very good job on his creep spread, and here comes the Lings. He's starting to build a sort of wall here. There's a 2nd Reaper coming down, so he's going to continue to push there, but with that many Queens, I don't see what it's possibly going to do. He's got a couple of Hellions coming down though, so might be alright, and he could probably do a bit of a run by here, but the Queens have to be prepared here for this run by. The Hellions can get into this main base, they can do quite a lot of damage. Here they go, so the Queens see the Hellions. They're going to start a bit of an attack with a 3rd Queen coming back down. But this Queen is almost dead there, and he's got to be careful to stay on the creep. If he gets off the creep, then he is a sitting duck. We have 2 more Hellions on the way here, and the Zerg player, I'm not sure where those Lings went. There they go, they're down here. They're doing some attacks, but the SCVs are actually taking them out, so they're not doing that much. But here we go, a couple more Hellions. Taking out a Queen, not really going to be that good. He really wants to run in here, start taking out these drones up here. The creep spread isn't that good between the two bases, so if he gets up there, it'll be quite a while before the Queens can take him down, but the gate is in place now. And there's no chance at all of the Hellions getting through anymore. He's got the double Evo chamber. He's got a Roach Warren up here somewhere. So Terran's going to try and make his move, but he's just too late at this point to get through. The Queens have it all bunkered down. They have it all closed off, and this harass is pretty much over. The only thing he can really do with these forces now is stop. Oh, here we go, though. He's actually going in. He's actually... this many Hellions with this many Reapers, I guess they do provide some sort of force against the Queens. He's closed the gap up even more though, forcing that to cancel. I'm not sure if he needed to cancel it, but it was taking a bit of damage there. And he's just going to sit back at this nice range, hit the Evo chamber, do a little bit of damage, keep the Zerg player on his toes. And what he's really doing nicely at the moment is preventing the Zerg player from taking a third. But the Zerg player, unbeknownst to him, is taking a third down here. You can see the Terran player is constantly checking this base, constantly checking that base. He knows the third base will be coming out very soon. He does not know that it's come down at the bottom here. So the Zerg player has definitely caught him off guard, getting that third base down. And the Terran player is, meanwhile, he's not going to be able to harass very much longer. He's got the Viking out. We saw this last game as well. He's going to go Overlord hunting. But I don't think there's very many Overlords. He's got 2 kills already, so he has managed to kill 2 Overlords. And the only good thing about this Viking is that it probably will see this expansion because it's going to be scouting all over the place. But he has got this third one down. And if he scouts this out in the next minute or two, then he should be able to take it out without too many worries. The creep spread isn't that good, but he's got to get a ton of forces out now. He's got to get some Marauders out, some Widow Mines out. He's got to be able to deal with this small but still fairly potent Roach force, but there we go. We've managed to drop some Widow Mines into the base, and I got a couple of hits off. How many kills has this guy got? 7 kills, man. So that was some nice hit. Very nice play from the Terran player. He's still hasn't got that much. I mean, the Zerg player is still quite a bit ahead. Widow Mine taking out an Overlord. That is not what he would have liked to have hit, but nevertheless, that is what he hit. The Hellions and the Reapers going down. They're going to catch the drones running into the expansion. This is an excellent timing attack. I'm not sure if he was hoping to get the drones or if he just got lucky, but damn, he did get lucky, and the Roach is just going to chase him in there. Queen's a bit busy taking care of other stuff, so they did not manage to block in those Hellions, but the Hellions are going to do a bit of stuff here. They don't have Blue Flame. He's probably not going to get it because Hellions are pretty much obsolete at this point, but he did a very nice attack there, whittling the drone numbers down even more, but the Zerg is just macroing like a complete boss. But the Terran player does have his third base up now, so he's going to be producing 3 SCVs at a time. And his macro is going to start to get very, very scary as well. You can see he's building a ton of barracks all over the place, so he's going for triple M once again. And there we go. He's going to be getting 1-1 upgrades on the way as well. He's getting his mortars and marines, and he's starting to have enough forces to deal with these Roaches. But these Roaches are still going to go in. I think they're a bit outmanned at the moment. They do have the 1-1 upgrades. You can see he's getting his melee and his range upgrades at the moment. So it looks... Actually, no? What am I saying? That's not range, that's the speed. So he's not actually getting ranged upgrades. He's already got the range. But he's concentrating on the melee again. So the Roaches are only a temporary sort of thing. He is planning to go to Ultras and Lings later on. But right now, Roaches are doing an awesome job. They're so cheap and they do so much damage. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any anti-air at the moment. So here we go, putting down the Widow Mines just in time. The Roaches are going to take a beating, but they are going to go around the bottom side. Maybe he saw the Widow Mines coming down. And he decided, I do not want to go up there. We expect to see the Terran player pull him into the Widow Mine pack. The Zerg is having none of it. He does not want to play around with Widow Mines. He's just going to get out of here. Some more reinforcements coming down. The Lings, they're just about to get speed. They're just about to get 2 armor and 1 weapons. And here we go, Infestors and some Baneling speed on the way there. So the Zerg player going for the exact same tech options that he did last time. And the Terran player going for the same tech options that he did last time, and why not? He managed to eke out a win last time, why not this time? But yeah, the Zerg player already on 4 bases, the Terran player on 3 bases, so he really needs to start pushing here, but the Zerg player sending so many reinforcements down to this bottom right corner of the map, it's very, very hard for the Terran player to do any damage here, and meanwhile he's trying desperately to make sure that his third base does not go down. And here we go, a couple of Widow Mines out there, nearly going to be back up. The Zerg player gets out of there just in time to avoid those splashes coming down. A couple of Overlords out there just doing a scout, probably waiting for this base to go down, but the Zerg player continuing to go down, sending in a few Lings. He's finally got an Overseer out there now, so he's going to do some damage here. Going to take out some Widow Mines, and it is never good for a Terran player to start losing Widow Mines, because that is just not good. Here we go, the Ultralisk Cavern coming down, a bunch more Lings coming down. He's getting number 2 melee attack on the way, and I would not be surprised to see number 3 armor coming down fairly soon. But we'll see how all these things go when they go down. And there we go, he's got 4 bases, Terran's only on 3, but right now I'd say that we are pretty much equal. The Terran player is just going to have 2-2 finished. He's actually just getting 1 vehicle weapons coming down, so he's pushing into a bit more siege tanks, and I did say last game that siege tanks would be an excellent option. He didn't go for them last game, but he is going for them this game, and hopefully that will give him an advantage and he will be able to get onto a 2-0 lead. But the game is not nearly over yet. You can see Overlord speed just kicking in now, so going a little bit faster. The Marine's going to take this guy out, and here we go, the forces coming down. We've got some Fungals, they're going to be doing some massive amount of damage to these Marines. Not sending too many forces out though. These infestors have to be very, very scared of these Widow Mines. And we saw some excellent use of Ravens last game to take out the infestors, so no doubt we will see that again at some point, now that the Terran player knows that the infestors are out on the board. But here we go, 2 siege tanks. He's going to be pulling them back, and the Zerg player does not want to run. There's siege tanks in there, you can see there. He's got to be very worried about these Overlords as well, because of course Overlords dropping Banelings. But here we go, a bunch of medevacs up here, dropping down some forces. Going to distract him, and the Terran may just get this expansion down. He really, really wants to get this expansion down, but he's not quite going to be able to do it now. A massive amount of Lings coming down with some Overlord support, and all these forces are going to be wiped out. Those tanks don't stand much of a chance. He's going to jump into the medevacs. He's going to jump down here, try and take this base out. He's got another force up here. They're going to take out the Ultralisk Cavern here. Excellent job there. There's 6 Ultras coming down already though, so he's still going to have to worry about Ultras for a little bit. But here we go. He's left these supply depots down. That is not good. He dropped the ball a little bit there, but he wasn't really expecting attack. Whole bunch of Lings going to get taken out, but there are some reinforcements coming down here, as well as some more tanks, so he may take out this base. And Snute gives the GG there. He's not happy about the way this game was going. He was getting hit over here. He's lost his Ultralisk Cavern and his infestation pit. He was about to lose the hive, and he lost this base as well. He didn't have anything to answer this base. All his forces were over there, and they were just about to get wiped out. So yeah, I mean, 20 billion different things happened at once, but at the end of it, the Terran player was on top, 50 supply ahead. And yeah, his macro is just completely off the ball there. The Ultralisk just not providing the massive splash that he was hoping for. The Ultras did a lot better last time, but the Marine Marauder Force, if we have a look, he didn't actually have that many Marauders, but I guess the Marines doing all they needed to do, and the Widow Mines, 10 Widow Mines, were just doing a really, really good job. So Snute, he may have chosen to hold on a little bit longer, and in his position I probably would have as well, but because I mean 2-0 down is not a good position to be in. But there we go, he's left the game. He obviously knew better than I did that he was completely screwed, and he has left this game. And he went for the same tech as last time, and the Polt, Storm Polt, he just went a little bit better. He got some tanks, which is an improvement to his already fantastic force, and he went in there and he did some damage. He did what he did last game, except he did it better. And the Zerg just did not have an answer. He didn't have an answer last time. Last time was very close. This time, Snute just he wasn't prepared. nearly as much as he was last time, and the same push as last game, but just harder, and it just caught him off, especially with those tanks, and he just went down. So Snute is going to have to do something else. I mean, the push into ultras, it's fairly obvious right now that Polt has that locked down, that he has that ultra tech route completely countered with his forces, with the medevac drops, with the tanks, and I think if Snute tries to do that again, then this series will end 3-0, so he's got to do something else, and I'm going to be very excited to see what he does. But this has been Game 2. Congratulations to Polt. He is 2-0, and Snute has to win every game from now on if he wants to win the entire series. So thank you very much for watching this game. Congratulations to Polt, and we'll see what happens in Game 3. This has been Hairy Muppet.